Okay, so we're recording this meeting and our lesson for today would be dimensioning. And this will be our second to the last topic, dimensioning. Then after this one, we will have our sectioning. Then tapos na yung mga topics natin. So dimensioning, okay. So our objectives for today, after this session, you should be able to explain the purpose of dimensioning a technical drawing. You should be able to differentiate the various dimensioning elements and demonstrate dimensioning using standard practices. So what is dimensioning? So dimensioning is the process of defining the size, form, and location of geometric features and components on an engineering drawing. The purpose of a drawing is to convey to the workman the form, construction, and size of an object in order to manufacture or assemble it. Without dimensions, an object cannot be produced accurately. If a part is dimensioned properly, then the intent of the designer is clear to both the person making the part and the inspector checking the part. So, with this slide here, ang gusto kong i-emphasize dito is kung ano ba talaga yung purpose ng pag-dimension. In previous years, in my 10 years of teaching ES1, ang common na ginagawa ng estudyante kapag nagda-dimension, lahat ng makita nilang picture dinadimension, which is not correct. Okay? Hindi lahat dinadimension. Meron tayong tinatawag na over-dimensioning, meron tayong tinatawag na duplicate dimensioning, which are incorrect no, in terms of practice. So, ang main goal natin when we do dimensioning is to convey to other people kung ano yung exact measurements na gusto natin. Especially, let's say, kunyari, tingnan niyo yung third bullet, meron siyang intent of designer clear dun sa manufacturer, yung person making the part, and the inspector. Okay? So, especially sa inspector, syempre, kunyari, ako yung inspector, no? Kapag tinignan ko yung specification, yung drawing nyo, syempre, ang hahanapin ko doon na measurement is kung ano yung kailangan kong i-measure. Sometimes kasi, may mga object na hindi naman lahat kailangang i-measure. For example, let's say, yung naalala nyo yung pinadrawing ko sa inyo na three-pronged plug, sorry. Three-pronged na plug. So yung plug na yon, ano ba yung mga kailangan nating i-dimension? Syempre, doon sa plug, kailangan nating i-dimension yung width at saka thickness ng mga prongs. Kasi kapag hindi yun properly dimensioned, tas nagkamali ng measurement, pwedeng hindi siya magkasya dun sa socket. So aside from its size, remember, tinan nyo yung first bullet, no? Defining the size, form, and location. Okay? Especially yung size at saka yung location, yan yung pinaka-focus natin sa dimensioning. So aside from the size of the prongs, we should also dimension the location of the prongs. Hindi pwedeng too widely apart kasi meron lang specific or standard na, let's say, spacing between the prongs yung mga sockets natin. So hindi pwedeng sobrang lalayo, no? Also, hindi, kumbaga, as, let's say, kunyari, as an inspector, dun sa three-pronged na plug, ang i-check mong distance or yung location is yung relative position or yung relative distance nung, let's say, yung dalawang main prongs. Okay? Hindi natin kailangan, for that prong, hindi natin gaanong, kumbaga, less important yung distance nung prong from the side ng plastic na na casing, di ba? Mas importante sa atin na ma-ensure natin na tama yung distance between the prongs rather than the distance of the prong from the side of the plug. So, I mean, pag mga ganong klaseng object, merong specific purpose, ibig sabihin, meron ding tamang dimensions na kailangan gawin. Hindi lahat dinadimension. Okay? Especially kung hindi naman siya kailangan. I mean, hindi siya hindi siya importante para maging valid yung object natin or hindi importante para maging useful yung object natin. So, yun. we have different elements of um, fully fully described na drawing natin. We have the graphics. The graphics is yung mismong multi-view. Okay? And we have the dimensions. Yun yung ating gagawin today. And also the words, which are notes, which are also part of this lecture na dimensioning. So kung titignan natin dito, ito yung graphics natin, yung kulay green. Then the dimensions, marami yan. Yung numbers, yung lines, yung arrowheads, they are all parts of the dimensions. And notes, we have two types of notes. Generally, we have the local notes and we have the general notes. So yan, medyo madami-dami ito, pero madali lang naman silang intindihin. So first, kailangan nating i-identify kung ano-ano yung mga kumbaga components ng ating dimensions. Okay? We have what we call the dimension line. Dimension line is a thin, solid line which shows the extent and direction of a dimension. Kapag sinabi nating solid line, well, dito sa dimensioning, lahat ng dimension line, arrows, extension lines, leader lines, lahat sila gagamitan natin ng HB pencil. Dark pencil siya, hindi siya H. Okay? Kailangan dark pencil to. So in dimension lines natin, example, this one. Nakikita yung may arrowhead, yan. This is your dimension line. This is also a dimension line. Nakikita ba yung pointer ko? Hindi ko pala sure kung nakikita yung pointer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So yan. So these are our dimension lines. So maraming dimension lines yan. And meron tayong arrows placed at the end of dimension lines to show the limits of the dimensions. We have the extension line. Extension line, sila yung kumbaga almost always perpendicular to the dimension lines. Kapag regular yung ating dimension lines, well, the extension lines are perpendicular. For example, this one here is an extension line and there's another extension line on the other side. So, lagi ang may kapares. So, this is an extension line, extension line. This is also an extension line, extension line. Then we also have the leader line. Leader line are thin solid lines used to indicate the feature with which a dimension, note, or symbol is associated. Example of a leader line is this one. So yung nakikita nyo, ang itsura ng leader line, most of the time it is at an angle and then meron siyang horizontal part. So ito, from here hanggang dito, that's what you call the leader line. Okay? We have the diameter symbol. We use diameter symbol, of course, to indicate diameter. And that is, we use the phi as our symbol. And then, radius, ang symbol is nilalagyan lang natin ng R sa unahan. So for example, kapag gusto nating i-specify kung ano, for example, diameter nitong circular hole here, meron tayong leader line. Then dun sa taas, meron naka-drawing dun na phi, which stands for diameter, and the measurement of that diameter. Kapag yung radius naman yung gusto nating i-specify, instead of phi, of course, we use the letter R in front, preceding the dimension value. So yan yung mga lines and symbols na ginagamit natin usually for dimensioning. So as I've mentioned before, yung kaninang slide, dalawa yung general na pinaggagamitan natin ng dimension. It is to identify the size and location. So ibig sabihin, yung mga dimensions natin, it could be identified either a size or a location dimension. For this certain example, ito nakikita nyo itong dimension na 4 units. So yung span ng 4 units natin ay from here, from the end up to this another end, then this is a size dimension. Okay? So this is also a size dimension since it covers from top to bottom, as well as this one. So yung thickness niya, so itong 0.750, this is also a size dimension. Itong phi 0.5, this is also a size dimension because it describes the size of this hole. Yung radius natin is also a size dimension because it also describes the radius, the size of the radius of this arc here. So, ang example naman ng location dimension ay, for example, ito. If we would like to locate the center of the hole, which is usually that's the case, no? We locate the center of a circular hole. Then, that is a location dimension. So, hindi lang yung ating size, as well as the location, yun yung mga hinahanap natin. So, size and location. Okay. Medyo naulit lang ito, no? Leader dimension, ito yung leader dimension, yung merong leader line. Okay, so yung line, ito leader dimension. Sorry, ito pala yung leader dimension. Pag leader dimension, teka, may chat tayo. Sir, need po ba lagyan ng size and location below the measurement po? No. Yung nasa previous na slide, it's just a notation for teaching purposes. Pero pagdating nyo sa slides ninyo, hindi kailangang isulat. Kahit sa practice, sa workplace, hindi siya sinusulat kung siya ay size or location. Ayun. Wait lang inom lang ako. Okay. So, si leader dimension, ayan, ito yung example niya. Diameter dimension, it's like a leader line pointing to the diameter. We have radius dimension, like this one. Angular dimension, well, instead of line, you have an arc with arrowheads. So, ito yung angular dimension natin. And of course, yung pinaka-normal, yung linear dimension. So, this is an example of a linear dimension. This is also a linear dimension. Sir, strict po ba sa number of significant figures po of the measurement? Puntahan natin yung tanong na yan later pag napunta tayo sa units. Okay? Babalikan ko yan. Pag na-skip natin pag napunta ako dun sa units as hindi ko to naalala, sabihin mo sa akin. Pero mamaya na lang, ha? Okay. Okay. There are other types of dimensioning which are not used in ES1. I'll just put it here para hindi kayo magulat pagdating nyo sa industry or pag nasa workplace na kayo, bakit may ganitong klaseng dimensioning? Hindi naman ito tinuro sa amin. This type of dimensioning exists. Wait lang ha. Yan. So, ang tawag dito ay coordinate dimensioning. So, yung coordinate dimensioning, it is used on prints that would require many dimensions and extension lines. Coordinate dimensioning helps to keep the drawing from becoming difficult to read, and this type of dimensioning is frequently used on prints of parts to be machined by numerical control. So yun yung pinagagamitan ng coordinate dimension. So instead na maggagawa ako ng dimension line, let's say kunyari from here, papunta dito, di ba? Tapos may arrowhead. Tapos meron na naman akong isa pang dimension line from here, papunta dito. Tapos meron pa akong isa pa dito, papunta doon. Ito yung ginagamit. Okay? Sa ES1, ulitin ko, hindi natin ito pinapractice. Okay? I'm just letting you know na may ganitong klaseng dimensioning. And the purpose of this is to make the dimensions easier to read. Nawala yung isa. Ito pala, na-skip ko pala yun. Okay, merong isa pa, yung tabular dimension. Tabular dimension, as well, as the name implies, meron kang table. Okay? So meron kang, yung location ng A, for example, B, C, D, and E, they are given in a table form. So, kailan to ginagamit? When a company manufactures a family of parts or assemblies that are exactly alike in shape, except for dimensions, tabular dimensioning is used on a drawing. Letters and numbers in a tabular form, are used instead of dimensions to denote the size. So kapag, let's say kunyari, kailangan mo mag-manufacture ng exactly the same shape na may ganitong distribution ng holes, tapos magkakaiba yung size. Okay? Let's say meron tayong small, medium, and large. So, instead of producing individual drawings and measurements and regular dimensioning, tabular yung ginagawa. So, meron ka na lang isang drawing plus, let's say, kunyari, small, medium, and large yung ginagawa mong object, then meron kang tatlong tables applicable to the same drawing. Okay, so I've mentioned before, earlier, that notes is a part of a fully described drawing, and we have two types of notes. The first one is what we call the local notes, and the other one is general notes. Local notes pertain to a specific area of an object. Local notes are pointed to a specific feature with a leader attached. Example nito, kasi kunyari, describe natin itong hole na to. Okay? So ito may leader line ka. Ang tawag natin dito, this is a local note. By the way, dito meron ka nakikita nakasulat DIA. This stands for diameter. So 0.25 yung kanyang diameter. Tapos ito sinabi true. Itong ganitong notation, yung DIA, this is an old notation. So hindi niyo siya dapat gamitin ngayon. Paano nga kapag diameter? So kung ito, ang kailangan nakasulat sa inyo, meron kang phi sa unahan. So, phi 0.25. Tapos wala na itong diameter 2. Okay? So, yun. Ito lang yung nagamit ko na picture kasi ito yung merong nakasulat ng local note. Then, ito is applicable to only to this feature. That's why it is a local note. Pag naman general note, this thing is applicable to the whole drawing. So, general notes pertain to the drawing as a whole. Dapat to may W. A whole. General notes can be located anywhere in the drawing. Some companies have standards as to where the general notes are located, and most general notes are in the upper left corner of a drawing. However, in ES1, our focus here is more on the actual dimensions and more than the notes, no? So, hindi gaanong pinagtutuunan ng pansin dito yung notes natin. Pero, tandaan nyo na kapag dating nyo sa workplace, pwedeng maging importante yung notes na yan, yung local notes at general notes. So, unit of measure. Meron tayong dalawa, of course, yung English at saka yung English dimensioning or yung US dimensioning, and mamaya yung metric dimensioning. We will not be using the US dimensioning here in ES1 kasi hindi naman tayo sa US and we subscribe to metric system. Pero pinapakita lang din natin kasi pagdating nyo sa trabaho, pwedeng ma-encounter nyo pa rin yung US dimensioning. Kapag US dimensioning, pinaka ma-observe yung difference niya with respect to metric dimensioning is a 0 is not used to the left of the decimal point for values less than 1 inch. For example, dito, kung titignan niyo yung thickness, 0.750. Wala siyang 0 sa unahan. Hindi siya 0.750. So this indicates that it is a US dimensioning and it uses English measurements. So this is in inches. Similarly, itong radius na to are 0.500. Walang placeholder na 0 sa unahan. Okay? So that is US dimensioning or English dimensioning. Of course, kapag metric dimensioning, dahil yun nga yung kinaibahan nila, meron ka namang 0. For example, pag tinignan nyo, R 0.38. So meron ng 0. So this is a metric dimensioning. Another example should be, wala na, isa lang yung example dito. Okay? So kapag metric, dapat kapag less than 1 millimeter, dapat to millimeter lang. Ano ba yan? Ang daming error kailangan lagyan ng 0 sa unahan kung less than 1 millimeter. Ano pa? So sa ES1, ang gagamitin natin ay metric. So we will not use the US dimensioning. Occasionally, a company will use, bakit parang daming error? Will use dual dimensioning, position or bracket method, that is both metric and English measurements on a drawing. We have what we call the position method. So yung position method, either nasa taas at nasa baba yung metric in English, or pwede namang naka-slash siya. Pwede rin naman siyang bracket. So itong letter B, this is a bracket method for dual dimensioning. So yung isang system, nakadikit sa kanya inside a bracket. Okay? In ES1, since we are not using English, you don't need to worry about dual dimensioning. I'm just showing this to you para kapag nakakita kayo ng ganitong papel, I mean in workplace, alam nyo na this is just a dual dimensioning and you can choose whichever kung ano yung gagamitin ninyo. Okay, so before we proceed to the drawing scale, let me just address yung tanong about dun sa number of significant figures. The answer is yes. Well, you should, on yourself, dapat ino-observe nyo siya. I'm not really sure kung i-observe siya pagdating sa exam or sa MR, kung gaano siya ka-strict. Pero ang pinaka general rule natin diyan, the number of significant figures is dictated by the accuracy or yung graduation nung inyong mga measuring instruments. So make sure na appropriate yung ginamit nyong number of significant figures. Depende sa kung ano yung ginamit yung pang-measure. Kapag ang ginamit yung pang-measure is meter stick, probably mababa lang ang accuracy nun. Precision pala. So pwedeng yung number of significant figure niya iba sa kung ang ginamit nyo ay ruler. Okay? The main na kailangan natin pagtuunan ng pansin sa ES1 is yung number of decimal places. Okay? So just make sure na consistent kayo. Pag ang pinakamababa nyo meron dalawang decimal places. For example, kung titignan nyo to, yung kanyang English or yung US dimensioning niya meron dalawang decimal places. So dapat yan dalawa. Okay? Pagdating naman dun sa kanyang ang tawag dito, metric, dapat ito merong 0.0. 127.0. Dapat consistent tayo sa kung ilan yung number of hindi. Tama pala to kasi number of significant figures yata ito. Pero i-constant nyo na lang yung number of decimal places. So let's now proceed to drawing scale. The measurement of an actual object, not of the drawing, should be written in the dimensions. So kung ano man yung isusulat yung measurement dun sa drawing ninyo, it should be the actual measurement, hindi yung kung gaano siya kalaki sa drawing. Malinaw? So, ibig sabihin, kung magda-dimension kayo ng drawing ng kotse, dapat yung dimensions ng kotse is yung actual dimensions niya, which is, well, sobrang laki. Yun yung isusulat yung number instead of kung anong size niya dun sa drawing. Okay? So, it means that a scale of 1:2, it means that 1 unit in the drawing translates to 2 units in the actual object. Thus, the drawing is smaller than the actual object. Kapag yung scale nyo naman is 2:1, kabaliktaran naman. Ibig sabihin naman nun, yung drawing nyo is mas malaki compared dun sa actual object natin. When writing the scale, you do not need to indicate the units. Instead of writing 1 millimeter is to 2 millimeter, you may just write, or you should just write 1:2. After all, kapag hindi nyo nilagay yung units, it means that those two have the same units. So 1 millimeter is to 2 millimeter is also equal to 1 centimeter is to 2 centimeter, 1 meter is to 2 meters. Pareho lang naman yun. Kaya pwede nang i-omit yung units kapag pareho yung unit, which is yun dapat yung case lagi, no? However, when the units used in the drawing are different from that of the actual object, then you should write the units. For example, 1 millimeter is to 1 kilometer. So, kailangan niyang isulat. Although, kung ganito yung inyong scale, it's better to write 1 is to 1 million para pwedeng tanggalin yung units. Another example, 1 centimeter to 1 foot. This is weird and it is uncommon na yung ating ginagamit na scale ay mixture of metric and English measurement. Okay? So, yun. There. Summary, wag nyo nang isulat yung units. Just make sure that you're using same units for the first and the second part of your scale. Angular dimensions are shown either in decimal degrees or in degrees, minutes, and seconds. For our purpose, sa ES1, it's best that you use decimal degrees. So decimal degrees is the third one. Okay? Kasi medyo mahirap yatang mag-measure kapag ang ginamit nyo ay DMS. Okay? So just stick to decimal degrees. Standard practices. First, the minimum distance from the object to the first dimension is 10 millimeters. So ito yun. From the object up to the first dimension line, that should be at least 10 millimeters. The minimum spacing between dimensions or between succeeding dimensions should be 6 millimeters. So from the first dimension, okay, yung susunod na dimension, dapat 6 millimeters apart sila at least. Sir, pwede bang gumamit ako ng, let's say dito, instead of 10, gamit akong 20? Total at least naman to. For ES1, it will be marked as wrong. Okay? Kahit na at least yung nakasulat dito, I would like you to observe the exact measurement. Okay? Siguro kung 11 millimeters yan, hindi naman napansin yun. Okay? Pero as much as possible, you stick to what is written na measurements. Okay? So that measurement is from the object itself up to this line. Okay? So that's 10 millimeters. And then 6 millimeters ito. Next, there should be a visible gap around 1.5 millimeters between an extension line and the feature to which it refers. So ito yung object natin, ano? So kung papansinin niyo, yung extension line na to, it does not touch the object itself. So merong small gap, yan, visible gap, approximately 1.5 millimeters na nandyan. Okay? So yan. Lastly, extension lines should extend about 3 millimeters beyond the last dimension line. So, kapag ito na yung pinakamalayo na dimension line, then there should be an extension of that extension line approximately 3 millimeters. Ito, 3 millimeters din dapat. So, ito, 3 millimeters din dapat. Okay? So, yan yung mga standard practices na ginagamit sa pagdodrawing ng mga linear dimensions natin. Yung location kung saan natin ilalagay yung arrowhead, yung dimension lines at saka yung dimension figure, depende yan dun sa available space. And kung makikita nyo dito, ito yung kumbaga order ng kung ano yung paano natin siya isusulat o i-drawing. Kapag merong ample space sa pagitan ng mga extension lines, then ang gagawin natin, the arrowheads, the dimension line, and the dimension figure, they're all written inside or between the extension lines. Okay? Kapag medyo lumiit na yung figure natin, I mean yung distance between the extension lines, ang preferred or ang una nating ilalabas ay yung arrowheads and dimension line. So kapag meron kang ganyan, arrowhead, tapos meron kang dimension line na nasa labas, pero nakaturo siya dito sa extension line, ibig sabihin niyan, it's the same as nandito siya sa loob. Kaya lang siya nilabas kasi nga hindi nakasya. Okay? Ngayon, pag sobrang liit talaga at hindi kasya yung dimension figure doon sa loob, then ilalabas natin yung dimension figure, tapos ipapasok natin yung dimension line and the arrowhead. Pag sobrang liit na talaga, lalabas nyo na sila lahat. So yan yung sequence ng kung paano natin i-drawing yung mga dimension lines and dimension figures and arrowheads natin, dependent on the amount of space between your extension line. This is the same as this one. Medyo, ano lang, no? Iba lang yung orientation. Dimensions should be grouped for uniform appearance as shown. So kapag nag-dimension tayo, this is preferred method compared to this one. Kasi kung dito, titignan nyo yung sa taas, yung 40 na dimension and yung 50 na dimension, they are grouped together compared dito sa baba. So mas preferred natin ito. In fact, this is, well, considered incorrect pagdating sa ES1. Although, there are exceptions, no? Kapag limited na yung space, then probably, kung wala na talagang ibang option, probably it could be justified na ganito yung gagawin. Pero if there's an ample space, you should put them outside the figure and group them together. Where there are several parallel dimensions, the values should be staggered. Ano yung staggered? Kung papansinin nyo, itong mga dimensions na nakikita nyo dito, hindi sila pantay-pantay sa gitna. So, kumbaga, ito mataas, medyo mababa, tumaas ulit, mababa, tumaas, mababa. Okay? Kailangan staggered siya, hindi pwedeng pantay-pantay. Similarly, ganito rin dito, no? So, hindi siya lahat magkakapantay sa gitna. Bawal yun. Okay? Why? Because mas madaling makalito ng measurements kapag magkakapantay yung values na nakasulat. This is not just because hindi kasya kaya pinag-stagger siya. No? Talagang staggered talaga yan kapag meron kang mga parallel na dimensions. Okay? Extension lines are used to refer a dimension to a particular feature and are usually drawn perpendicular to the associated dimension line. Where space is limited, extension line may be drawn at an angle. So ito yung usual natin na dimension line. Pero let's say, kunyari gusto mong i-measure ito. So instead of drawing it here, pag ganun, di ba? Pwede yung pag ganyan yung extension line natin. Pwede mo siyang lagay dito sa baba. Okay? Notice, yung dimension line mo, ito pa rin yung mini-measure niya, itong distance na to. Hindi pwedeng pag ganun, ano? Kasi yung nire-refer niya itong length na to. So dapat pag ganyan pa din siya. And this is your leader lines. Dimension lines, meron kang leader line na konti. Extension lines should not cross dimension lines and should avoid crossing other extension lines whenever possible. So kunyari, meron kang dimension line, no? Ito, no? Ito mali, medyo mali ito. Ano yung gusto kong sabihin? Kung mapapansin nyo, dahil meron nilabas yung arrowhead dito at yung dimension line, pinutol yung extension line para hindi siya sumulat dito banda. Okay? So dapat ito, at least meron kang konting break din dito sa pangalawang dimension line para hindi siya mag-cross. Okay? So ulit, the extension line should never cross a dimension line. And then, the extension lines should never, if possible, sana hindi siya nagko-cross sa iba pang extension line. An example nun, balik ko lang, no? Ito ba? Let's say ito. These lines, itong mga vertical lines dito, they are extension lines, di ba? Ito, extension line din to. Di ba? So as much as possible, sana hindi sila nagko-cross. Pero there are cases kung saan, katulad nito, hindi mo maiiwasang mag-cross sila. If there are options, no, na pwedeng hindi sila mag-cross, then you go for those options na hindi sila magko-cross. Okay. Notice also na kapag yung dinadimension nyo, for example, kung nakikita niyo itong 13 na measurement, ang mini-measure niya actually is from this point hanggang dito sa point na to. Usual error na ginagawa ng estudyante, pag drawing niya yung dimension, yung extension line niya, hanggang dito lang niya nilalagay. Hindi. kailangan i-extend mo yung extension line hanggang doon sa kung ano yung feature na pinipertain niya. Okay? Of course, you still maintain a certain 1.5 millimeters distance from the object line itself. Okay? So, ganyan siya. So, kung papansinin nyo, lahat ng extension lines natin, kung saan siya nagre-refer, hanggang dun siya. Also, hindi nyo kailangang i-break yung line kapag nag-cross yung extension at saka yung object mismo. Kailangan yung i-break kapag ang nag-cross ay extension line and dimension line. Kapag extension line at saka yung object mismo, you do not need to break. Here? So, ganun na. Makikita ko naman yan kapag ginawa niyo. When the location of the center of a feature is being dimensioned, the center line of the feature is used as an extension line. Center line. Ano ba yung center line? Center line, para siyang crosshair, di ba? Well, depende sa view, no? Sa circle, center line yung nasa gitna. Ang itsura ng center line, meron kang maliit na cross sa gitna. Tapos, para siyang phantom line. Do you know what phantom line is? Phantom line is an alternating long and short dashes. So kapag meron kang circle, yung short dash nasa gitna, tapos meron kang dalawang long dash dun sa dalawang side na magta-touch dun sa circle. Ito din, meron kang short dash, tapos may long dash, tapos may long dash ka rin dito. So kapag meron kang center line, pwede mong gamitin yun. Kumbaga, dudugtungan mo na lang yun. Then that could serve as your extension line as well, if you are pertaining to the location of the center. So this is a location dimension. Center line used as extension line. Okay? Okay. Dimensions are to be kept outside of the boundaries of views of objects wherever practical. So, ulit, basta merong space sa labas ng object, you put your dimensions outside. Do not put your dimensions inside the object. So, this is a wrong dimensioning technique. You should put all of your dimensions outside. Exceptional cases kapag wala talagang space. Kung wala lang space, well, I think hindi naman lahat papasok sa loob. No? Probably, may cases na yung iba sa loob instead na sa labas mo ilalagay. Pero weird yan na kapag masyadong maliit yung space na to the point na lahat na ng dimensions nasa loob. Wait lang ha. Wait lang. Okay. Dimensions may be placed within the boundaries of objects in cases where extension or leader lines would be too long or where clarity would be improved. So ito yung exemption natin dun sa rule na kailangan nasa labas yung mga extension lines natin. And dimension, sorry. What else? All dimension and note text must be oriented to be read from the bottom of the drawing relative to the drawing format. So, ang tawag natin doon, ito yan, unidirectional dimensioning. Unidirectional, kahit na pag ganito siya, yung text na nakikita ninyo, it could be read from the bottom of the paper. So, kumbaga, yung orientation nila, pare-pareho. Yung lumang standard natin, ang tawag doon align. Kapag align siya, sinusundan niya yung direction ng dimension line. Then, kapag aligned, the numerals or yung dimension figures can be read either from the bottom or from the right side. Okay? So, explain ko lang. Ang gagamitin sa ES1, unidirectional. So, lahat ng orientation, ganito. Nakatayo lahat ng numbers nyo. Pagdating nyo sa industry, there could be some companies na gumagamit pa rin ng aligned. Ang kailangan ko lang sigurong emphasize sa inyo, kapag gumagamit kayo ng aligned, hindi pwedeng meron kang, let's say, kunyari, itong 1 at saka 2, di ba? Lahat, itong dalawa, mababasa mo, if you rotate your paper, then you're looking from the right side, di ba? So ito, ang orientation nito, parang readable siya from the right side of the paper. Laging sa right side. hindi pwedeng sa left side. Hindi pwedeng yung iba sa right side, yung iba readable sa left side. Similarly, kung ito, readable from the bottom, hindi pwedeng yung 2 mo naka-upside down. Ganon din dito. Lahat dapat sa right side kapag align. Pag unidirectional, ulitin ko lang, ulit-ulit tayo, dapat lahat readable from the bottom of your paper. Okay. If it is necessary to include a dimension which is out of scale, the out of scale dimension text must be underlined. Itong example na to for ano to, no, for workplace settings, sa ES1 din natin to gagawin. Lahat ng drawings ninyo, lahat ng dimensions ninyo, they will be scaled. Hindi, walang out of scale sa ES1. Okay? Pero kapag nakakita kayo sa workplace na merong underline yung dimension figure na naka-drawing, ibig sabihin, well, that figure is out of dimension or out of scale, sorry. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya nagpa-follow ng kung ano man yung scale na meron dyan. Bakit ganun? Kapag sobrang, kunyari meron kayong long and slender na rod, okay? Pwedeng yung rod, i-drawing lang siya na maikli, tapos yung length nun, out of scale na lang siya na dimension. Kasi kapag drawing mo yung buong length nung rod, for example, pwedeng hindi mo na makita yung perpendicular dimension sa kanya kasi sobrang liliit na siya kapag pinaliit mo yung drawing. Na-imagine nyo ba yung gusto kong sabihin? Let's say, kunyari, alam niyo yung mga usual na antena, di ba? Pag meron kang antena, sobrang hahaba ng antena, yung mga rods niya, pero maliliit yung diameters. Kapag pinagkasya mo siya sa papel, retaining the scale of the antenna, then yung thickness or yung radius na madodrawing mo, baka sobrang liit na. In that case, you need to foreshorten, kumbaga, yung length ng rod para mapakita mo pa rin yung detail about the radius or the diameter of the rod. So yung length ng rod would be out of scale, and if when you draw it, it should be written na naka-underline. Okay. Standard practices, the symbol X is used to indicate the number of times a feature is to be repeated, the number of repetitions followed by the symbol X, and the space precedes the dimension X. So dito, 4 times diameter of 0.375, ibig sabihin, merong 4 na holes na ganun ang diameter. Hindi ito usually ino-observe sa ES1, pero if ever na ma-encounter nyo siya at gumamit kayo ng ganyang klaseng dimensioning, hindi siya i-consider na mali. So, tama pa din yan. Pero kung hindi kayo sanay, kung gusto nyo lagyan ng dimension kada isang circle or isang hole, wala namang pipigil sa inyo. Yun nga lang, syempre, mas madami kayong gagawin at saka mas magiging crowded yung drawing ninyo. By the way, the dimension figures should be written in engineering lettering. So, ibig sabihin, hindi yan pwedeng basta-basta susulat lang. Kailangan may horizontal guidelines tapos naka-engineering lettering. Dimensioning a hole. Kapag meron kang butas, let's say this is a hole, no? Circular hole. Holes are preferably dimensioned in a view where it is in true shape. So, ibig sabihin, kasi kapag tinignan mo to sa right side view, let's say naglagay ako dito ng reference plane, pagdating dito niyan, itong circle magiging parang hidden line siya, di ba? So kapag dimension nyo ito, dapat i-dimension nyo siya dito sa view kung saan circle talaga siya. Okay? Ganun ang pag-dimension ng hole. And kapag nag-dimension ng hole, you don't actually need to specify kasi ang pwede nyong gawin, alternatively, which is not recommended, ang pwede nyong gawin to dimension the diameter of this circular hole is to put an extension line pag ganun, tsaka pag ganun, tapos doon nyo ilalagay yung diameter. Kapag nasa circular view ka na, ganito yung gagawin nyo para identify yung diameter. Okay? So, put a leader line, then put the diameter symbol, then yung value that you need to indicate. So this is for circular holes. How about cylinders? Okay? Kaya ko ito ina-emphasize kasi kapag ang circular object mo ay butas, you dimension it doon sa circular view. Pero kapag siya ay solid, you dimension it doon sa rectangular view. So this is for example, a top view. Siyempre, kung cylinder ito, ganito itsura niya sa front view, di ba? So since hindi naman to butas, this is a solid cylinder, then you need to dimension it doon sa rectangular view, which is this. Okay? So dito mo isusulat yung kanyang diameter. Sana naiintindihan nyo yung difference. Pag butas, dito mo siya i-dimension. Kapag cylinder, solid, kapag solid siya, sa rectangular view mo siya i-dimension. Kaya siya mayroong question mark kasi ayoko nang maglagay ng actual measurement. Basta yung question mark, lalagay nyo siya ng actual na measurement niya. Okay? Pero ito, kailangan nakasulat pa din yung diameter symbol natin, which is concentric circle. Ito na yung kaninang pinakita natin. So kung papansinin nyo, actually, ito ang ginawa niya, yung mga concentric circle mo, they are solids, di ba? At hindi naman whole itong mga to. So dito niya sa rectangular view, dinimension. Kung ako ang papipiliin, itong butas, di ba ito hole itong nasa gitna? Sorry, hindi nyo pala alam to kasi may section siya. Anyway, butas itong nasa gitna. So kung butas itong nasa gitna, kung ako ang paggagawin nito, dito ko siya i-dimension. Yung isa lang, itong 20, dito ko siya i-dimension. The rest, i-dimension ko dyan sa labas. Chamfers, ganito siya dinadimension. Ano yung chamfers? Ayan, chamfers. Meron kang butas, tapos meron siyang pa-widen. Bilog yan, no? Bilog yan sa top view. Okay, so ang pwede mong i-measure, you can measure the angle, yung whole angle na to, from itong, ito. In this case, 90. Or pwede mo rin i-measure itong kalahati niya. Then, you also measure yung diameter nitong nasa taas. Although, sa ES1, usually hindi naman ina-identify kung chamfer siya o hindi. So, yeah, bahala kayo kung paano siya gustong i-dimension. Pinapakita ko lang to kasi sa industry, it is a standard practice. Slatted holes. Slatted holes, holes other than circles. No? For example, ito, butas ito, no? Itong tatlong example na to, they are your possible dimensions na pwede mong gamitin. Pero ang pinaka-preferred mo dyan, ito syempre. Kasi ito yung pinaka-simple. Di ba? So, kunyari, ang length nito from this tip, papunta dun sa kabila is 40. Then, ang height ng hole natin, as seen here, is 10. Then, yung radius of curvature nito ay 5. May 2x kasi meron ka dito, meron ka din dun sa kabila. Diba? So, this is, yes, acceptable. Pwede rin naman na instead na yung whole length nung slot, yung ida-dimension mo, ang ida-dimension mo lang ay yung location ng center nung dalawang arcs mo. Kaya 30 lang siya. Diba? Tapos ganun pa rin, may 2R, 2 times R5, 10. Then, itong pinakababa, 10 times 40, which is the dimension of the whole thing. Tapos, lalagyan ko na lang ng 2 times R5 to indicate that the corners are rounded with R5 as, or radius 5 units. Okay? Arcs. Kanina, circles, ginagamit natin diameter. Kapag arcs, ang ginagamit natin radius. So, anong gusto kong i-emphasize dito? Do not use radius kapag ang dinadimension nyo ay circle. Kasi, ang radius, para lang yan sa arcs. Sa dimensioning. Ulitin natin. Kapag arcs, use radius. Kapag circle, use diameter. Okay? So, yun. Radius. Paano nagsusulat ng radius? Well, kung kasya, Let's say, kunyari, ito yung example, no? Let's say, ito yung center nung arc. You draw a line from the center papunta dun sa mismong arc. So that is your radius dimension. Then you write the R, then yung measurement dun sa gitna. Okay? Similarly, ganun din to. From the center, papunta dun sa arc, then nasa gitna yung measurement. Sometimes, sobrang liit ng distance from the center, papunta dun sa arc. So instead of that, pwede mong ilabas using a leader line na paganyan. Okay? Now, merong mga arcs na pwedeng hindi na i-dimension kapag sobrang hindi siya importante. So, ibig sabihin, paano malalaman kung hindi importante? You should have a knowledge of the purpose of that object. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung kunyari ito may dimension na R10, ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng hindi 10 ang radius of curvature niyan. For example, meron kang object, teka lang hindi, huwag ko na sabihin. Huwag ko nang sabihin, mamaya na. Let me just go to chat. Sir, small cross lang po ang gagamitin palagi for the center of, yes. Ito lang, yung mga crosshair na yan, to indicate the center of arc. Paano malalaman kung nasa ng center nitong arc na to? Still remember how? Paano nga yun? You draw two chords, bisect. Intersection would be the center of the arc. Yes, sana may naalala nyo, no? Sir, paano kung sobrang laki yung radius of curvature, tapos let's say yung paper ko hanggang dito, tapos yung, kunyari yung paper ko, yung boundary na dito, no? Tapos nung hinanap ko yung radius ng arc, lumabas ng papel. Paano gagawin ko? Gamit kayo ng jagged line. Hindi ko yata na ilagay dito sa slide, pero share ko yung lumang dimensioning notes namin. Nandun nakasulat kung paano ginagamit yung jagged lines. In cases na kapag yung center ng arcs ninyo ay lalabas ng papel. Next, key seat and keyway. This is a very specialized or very specific na mga object, no? Pwedeng hindi nyo na ito pansinin. I'm just telling you na merong mga specific na object na merong specific way kung paano siya dinadimension. Key seat and keyway, ito siya. Yan. Gawa tayong example, no? So let's say, kunyari, given ka nitong dalawang views, then you are asked to dimension. The first step, so step 1 is I will dimension this small area here. So this is the size dimension. Titingnan ko kung yung size nito. Tapos yung size nito. Bakit ko unahin yan? Hindi ko pwedeng unahin yung malaki. Kasi, explain ko. So yung step 2 natin, ano yung nadagdag? Nilagay ko yung dimension ng size ng buong object. So ito yung dinagdag ko. Ito, saka ito. Sir, pwede bang baliktad? Mauna ito. Kumbaga itong mas malaki, itong mas mahaba, nandito siya. Tapos ito, tapos ito yung nasa taas. Hindi pwede. Okay? Laging kung ano yung mas maliit, yung mas malapit sa object. Yung mas malaki yung nasa labas ng object. Malinaw? So next would be step 3. Na-dimension ko na itong maliit na part na to and yung maliit na part na to. Sa step 2, dinimension ko yung length, height, at saka thickness. Sa step 3, I will locate the center of the circular hole. How do I know that this is a circular hole? Well, you need to understand kung ano yung drawing. Siyempre, alam natin dito, meron kang hidden line. No? Yun lang naman yung possible explanation kung ano itsura nito. This is a cylindrical hole na tagus-tagusan from front hanggang dun sa back. Then, ida-dimension ko yan. Okay? Location ng center. Then lastly, I will dimension the size of that hole. So I'll put phi, then kung ano man yung value ng diameter nito. So there you go. That's an example of dimensioning. Some other notes. The primary guideline is that of clarity, and whenever two guidelines appear to conflict, the method which most clearly communicates the size information shall prevail. Specifically, avoid over-dimensioning a part. Double dimensioning of a feature is not permitted. Balikan ko yung example. So dito, dinimension ko itong part na to. Ito na yan, di ba? Ibig sabihin, since dinimension ko na yan, hindi ko na i-dimension dito yan. Kasi nandito na siya. Also, for example, itong buong length na to, dinimension ko na siya sa front view. Therefore, I don't need to dimension it here in the top view. Okay? Yun yung ibig sabihin ng avoid over-dimensioning and double dimensioning. Not permitted. Next is, dimensions should be placed in the view which most clearly describes the feature being dimensioned. Next, a minimum spacing between the object and dimensions and between dimensions must be maintained. Ito na yung diniscuss ko kanina ng mga measurements nung between dimensions, nung dimensions to object, extension to object pala. And yung extension ng extension line. Next, a visible gap shall be placed between the end of extension lines and the feature to which they refer. Manufacturing methods should not be specified as part of the dimension unless no other method of manufacturing is acceptable. Itong comment na to dito, yung about sa manufacturing method, we don't need to concern ourselves here kasi sa ES1, wala naman tayong manufacturing method na pinag-uusapan. So drawing lang talaga. So this is just for preparation sa workplace settings. Next, placing dimensions inside the object or within the boundaries of a view should be avoided whenever practicable. Sa ES1, most likely, that's always the case. Nasa labas dapat yung dimensions nyo with respect dun sa object natin. Unless otherwise specified, angles shown on drawings are assumed to be 90 degrees. So kung meron kang mga objects, 90 degrees sila. Ibalik ko lang no para makita ninyo. For example, ito. Hindi ko na kailangang ilagay dito na 90 degrees ito. Kasi ang assumption natin, this is 90 degrees. Okay? Eh sir, ito, bakit hindi natin to dimension? I mean, ba't ko hindi kinuha yung angle na to? Kasi kapag kinuha mo yung angle na to, para ka nang nag-over-dimensioning. Why? Because this angle, di ba? This angle can be calculated based on the dimensions already given. Kunyari, nakikita niyo yung dimension na to. This dimension, let's say this is 10, for example, no? Itong mahaba, 10. Then this is 4, for example, 4. So if this is 10 and this is 4, then I know that this is 6. Let's say this is 8. And this is 3. So if this is 8, this is 3, then this is 5. So meron kang 6, meron kang 5. I can identify the angle here. I can also identify that angle. So kumbaga, hindi ko na siya kailangang i-dimension pa. Okay? Of course, if pwede rin naman na instead of given the length, pwedeng magbigay ka ng isang angle dyan. Pag sinend ko yung sinasabi kong lumang handouts ng dimensioning, nakasulat dun yung iba't ibang way to, well, dalawa lang naman yun. Dalawa ba or tatlo? Tatlong way para mag-dimension ng mga ganitong feature. Okay? Pwede kasi ang i-dimension mo yung length na to, tsaka length na to. Pwede yung isang length plus angle, something like that. Makikita nyo yan doon. Sana ako. Okay. Next, dimensioning to hidden lines should be avoided whenever possible. In ES1, laging i-observe nyo to. Huwag kayong magda-dimension sa hidden line. Hidden lines are less clear than visible lines. Balik ko ulit dun sa example. For example, dito. Well, Hindi ako dapat pag-dimension dito sa hidden line na to. Okay? First of all, dahil butas siya, dapat dito sa circular view ko siya, no? Let's say, kunyari, hindi to circular hole. Let's say this is a some random hole. Okay? Kung some random hole nito, hindi ko pa rin siya dito i-dimension kasi hidden line siya dito. Dapat dito ko siya i-dimension kung saan siya hindi hidden line. Sir, paano kapag hindi ako makakita ng view na kung saan hindi siya hidden? Doon papasok yung sectioning. Kasi kapag nag-section ka, yung mga hidden lines mo nawawala yan. Kumbaga, dahil sinesection mo siya, imagine that you are slicing your object to expose internal parts. So kapag na-expose mo internal parts, ang goal mo is actually to remove those hidden lines. So parang sectioning is somehow related to revealing intricate details na hidden kapag hindi ka nag-section. Okay. The depth of blind, counterbored, or countersunk holes may be specified in a note along with the diameter. You don't need to think about this kasi hindi ito ino-observe sa ES1. It's just here for preparation sa workplace settings. Yung blind, counterbored, countersunk, mga specific types of holes. Usually, yung mga holes na yan para sa mga screws, no? Especially kung meron ba akong estudyante na ME, yan, kayo yung medyo makaka-encounter usually nito. Diameters, radii, squares, counterbores, spot faces, countersinks, and depth should be specified with the appropriate symbol preceding the numerical value. In all of this, yung diameter at yung radii lang yung binigyan ko kayo ng symbols. Okay? So make sure that you always use the diameter and radii, diameter and radius symbol. Leader lines for diameters and radii should be radial lines. Ibig sabihin ng radial lines, kapag in-extend ko yung leader line, dapat tutusukin niyo yung center ng circle. Hindi pwedeng delete siya. Okay? Kapag lumihis siya, mali yun. Pero syempre, hindi mo siya literally i-extend, no? Kumbaga, puputulin mo siya dun sa mismong boundary ng circle. Pero kapag meron akong hypothetical na extension line, kapag diniretso ko siya, dapat tatama siya dun sa center. Etong mga italicized na bullets, this is about tolerance, no? At saka sa codes. Sa medyo advanced na to na feature ng dimensioning, i-share ko na din. Pag sinabing tolerance, usually kasi for let's say, kunyari, isa kang QA or quality assurance na personnel. Ikaw yung naka-assign na kailangang i-check mo kung tama ba yung measurement. Okay? Para malaman mo kung reject ba yung part or hindi. Usually meron tolerance yan. Kasi it's rare na makakita ka ng sobrang eksakto na measurement. Yung tolerance, yan yung mga plus-minus na it's okay, it's acceptable kapag yung measurement ko is plus-minus 0.5 millimeters, something like that. Okay? In reality, sa workplace setting, nilalagay yan tolerance. Pero sa ES1, well, dahil kaya namin nag-decide na hindi na ilagay siya, first of all, hindi na namin na-explain yung purpose ng object. So kung di mo alam yung purpose ng object, it will be very difficult to you to specify kung ano yung appropriate na tolerance. Kasi depende talaga yun dun sa purpose ng object. Okay? So there. Then, that would be the end of our dimensioning discussion. So, siguro naman nakuha natin yung mga objectives natin. And before we end this discussion, let me just show you. Nasaan na ba ipapakita ko? Ito. Ito yung plate ninyo, di ba? Well, actually, itong nasa baba, mas madali kaysa dito sa nasa taas. Okay? Hindi ito equal, dapat ito naka-colon nito. Pero sige, pwede na rin naman. scale 1:1. Hindi siya dapat 1=1. Kasi ito 1=2. Walang sense yung 1=2. Anyway, ang advice ko sa inyo, when you start dimensioning, you need to first, you need to understand the figure muna. Okay? Hindi pwedeng, basta lang kayo, ito merong dito hanggang dito. Sige, gawa akong dimension line dyan. Hindi pwedeng ganun. Kasi you need to understand kung ano yung figure para malaman mo kung saang view ka ba dapat nagda-dimension. For example, ito, nakikita mo to. Ano to? This is a circular hole. Actually, this plus sign here is a symbol of the center. So, dapat meron yung extension dito. No? So, kapag dimension mo tong circular hole na to, saan ako magda-dimension? Dito ba? O dito? Dapat dito. Diba? Kasi hole siya. Maraming reasons. Una, hidden line siya dito. So, I should not be dimensioning dyan. Pangalawa, dahil hole siya, kapag circular hole, ano nga yung sabi? We need to dimension it in its circular view. Okay? So, dito. And then, meron dalawang klaseng dimension. Yung size dimension nito at saka yung location dimension nito. Okay? How about this one? Ito nasa taas. Ano bang itsura niya? You need to understand first kung ano yung itsura niya para mas appropriate yung magiging dimensions na gagamitin ninyo. At ang itsura niya, yan. Let me just press. Using dark pencil po bang extension line, sir? Lahat ng dimension elements ay HB pencil. Extension line, dimension figure, leader lines, crosshair, lahat. So, yun. Okay. So, ito yung object. Bakit ko pinapakita to sa inyo, no? Kasi gusto ko mag-focus kayo dun sa dimensioning. Okay? Para wala kayong excuse na, kasi sir, hindi ko naintindihan kung ang itsura ng object eh. Tama ba? Tingnan natin. Ito yung object, di ba? Ito yung top view niya. Well, kapag nilagyan ko ng hidden lines, tingnan yung itsura niya. Right side view is something like this. Tingnan nga natin. Gawin natin screen. Para kapag nag-shift ako, ito yun, no? Yan. Tingnan natin kung pareho. Yung right side view. Wala lang yung hidden lines dito. I mean, itong nakikita nyo dito. Yan. Kasi, hindi ko na nilagay. Pero, naiintindihan nyo naman, no? Parang obvious naman na magkapareho sila. Lagyan natin ng hidden line. Pero ba? Yan. I-rotate ko para mas makita ninyo kung ano ba to. Tanggalin ko yung hidden lines para hindi siya muna makagulo. Para siyang tornilyo. Nakikita nyo? Para siyang tornilyo na anong klaseng screw to? Flat screw, no? Yung minus na screw. Tapos, chat. Sir, paano po i-show ang hidden lines sa SketchUp? Press K. As in, letter K. K. Teka lang. Ayan, K, tas K, K, K. Pag press mo yung K alternately, show and hide hidden lines yan. Anyway. Teka. Hidden lines at hidden geometry, pero wala. Okay, sige. Anyway, so yun. Pinapakita ko ngayon yung object, no? Tanggalin ko yung hidden line para hindi para siyang screw. Tapos, meron siyang concentric circles. Di ba? Mukha siyang concentric circles, nakikita nyo ba? Tapos yung part na to, imagine nyo, itong plane na to, yung parang letter T. Parang in-slice mo yung tornilyo, kaya siya naging straight na ganyan. Pero, the rest is Circular. O, nakikita nyo? Naro-rotate ko para mas nakikita ninyo yung itsura niya. Then sa taas, ganyan ang itsura niya. Okay? Then dito sa baba, ito yung circular hole. Tapos, sa likod niya, sorry, likod pala yon. Sa harap pala to. Para pa rin siyang tornilyo, tapos ni-slice natin na paganyan. Okay? So, you have an idea kung ano yung object, no? Sana mas maging tama yung gagawin yung dimensioning for this plate. So there. Questions. That is the end of our dimensioning lecture. So if you have any questions, this is the time for you to ask them. No question. Okay. How about the rest? Okay, walang question. Malinaw ba? So, ganun pa rin, no? Gagawin natin. Since we are reaching the end of the semester, kung meron kayong assistance na kailangan, well, I can't really give you the answer, no? Pero I might be able to, bring you to the right direction. Sir, yung sa lower window po ba, pwede nyo rin po ipakita yung figure po in 3D. Ang alam ko, ginawa ko yun, teka lang Hindi ko kasi sure kung nasaan eh. No. Wait lang let me see. Kasi itong object na to, ginawa ko to parang 4 years ago or 3 years ago. Tignan ko kung makikita ko Hindi ko alam kung ginawa ko ba siya. Wait, nakikita niyo. Wait, no, don't look. Don't look. Okay lang. Tapos na pala yan. Let me see. 26. 26. Wala Isa lang Siguro I'll try to make it if I have a spare time. Probably tomorrow. Kung meron na spare time tomorrow, gawan ko ng 3D image yung inyong window 2 para makita ninyo. Sir, sa plate 21 po pala, visible po ba yung sa side view upper part? Plate 21, ang layo na nun 21 ba? 21? Message mo ako mamaya personally kasi wala akong kopya nung plate. I mean, right now, hindi ko siya alam kung ano yung plate 21 or whatever. Okay. Ay, ito ba yung yung parang line na magkakamuka? O, hidden pa rin. Okay. So there. Ayun. Yung request for the solids. Tapos na deadline ito, no? Gusto niyo ba tignan? O hindi na? Ito yung isoplate ng 2. O, di ba? Ayun. By the way, this is plate 26, no? Plate 27. Saan ba yung plate 27? Sectional. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. I just want to share na lang. Hindi ito. Wait lang, 28 yata yung gusto kong ipakita. Wait lang ha. 28. Nasaan na yun? Ito. Ayan. Ito sectional view na to, no? Etong lower window na to, exam to eh. I mean, exam to nung mga nakaraan pa. I know because this is my exam. So, medyo kaya nyo yan. Exam level ito. Itong window na to. So, yun. Wala na akong gustong sabihin pa. If you have no questions, thank you very much for attending today's meeting. And yeah, you may now leave the Zoom meeting. Thank you very much and see you again on Thursday for our last or second to the last lecture. Bye. Thank you.